Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be officially another shaky cam production because I wasn't planning on making a video. This is also a portrait video, so if you have your phone in portrait mode, you can go ahead and just hold your phone regularly and watch this video on full screen. But this is on the Pocophone F1 from Xiaomi. Now, you guys know I'm a huge supporter of Xiaomi devices. I mean, I'm rocking with them for good. There's just I'm not sponsored by them. Some of the well, I'm gonna say about 80% or 75% of the Xiaomi phones, I get them as review units, and the other 25% I have to pay for them. Well, it's more like a 60-40 split actually. Yeah, about 60-40. Nonetheless, they're not paying me, and I'm getting them from an outside source called Gearbest, and I love Xiaomi phones. Been rocking with them for a long time, and the Pocophone is now official. The problem with the Pocophone is it takes a poke, pun intended, at all of these current flagships running the Snapdragon 835 and any other iPhones. But the game changer is that it's $300 to start, and I know there's going to be different models, but there's definitely 8 gigs and 256 gigs of storage. You can't sleep on that. So there's a 6 gig 64 gig model, a 6 gig 128 gig model, and an 8 gig 256 gig model. The phones start at $300. This takes a shot directly at every phone that's running the following specs. Where's it at? Let me get back to it. Snapdragon 845 for sure. It's clocked at 2.8 gigahertz. It has AI dual cameras, man, a 20 megapixel front camera. That's just insane. And I know that the camera is probably going to be great because my Xiaomi Mi 8 2 has a 20 megapixel camera, and it is fire. It's super nice. And then you got the 12 megapixels on the rear, you know what I'm saying? And you got a 4,000 milliamp hour battery with Quick Charge 3.0, a 6.2 inch display on the front, which is 1080p, 2K for the people who now claim that they really are so into that. Now, a lot of people are saying, you know, should Apple worry? Should Samsung worry? Here's why Samsung and Apple probably don't care. First thing is, they're not even like taking a shot at them. They're just releasing great products, which is what Apple and Samsung do. Their products just cost 3 to 4 times more. This phone is going to start at $300, and it's probably not going to go over $600. Now, a $600 phone, I'm just guessing here. I know the phone starts at $300. I'm not saying the 256 8 gig version is going to start at $600 or be $600. I'm saying if it did cost $600, that's still a game changer. Because you think about how much your 256 gig iPhone X costs, or your 256 gig iPhone costs, period. $1,000. So the problem with this is Samsung and Apple are probably not worried because they've got so much pull in the US, man. People are so caught up into believing that Samsung and Apple are the best at what they do that they can't trust any other new brands that are really ready to come over here. Now, Xiaomi isn't saying we're coming to the US to get you, Samsung and Apple. Those are all the spectators and, you know, the media. They make the hype. But I got to tell you, this phone is hot, man. It's gonna be hot. There's absolutely you cannot disrespect this phone, man. You've got like a titanium gray color, a blue color, a red color, and like a carbon fiber one. Boss. This is gonna be boss, man. And if people sleep on it, then you just sleep on it. Now, I will say this. Apple and Samsung do make great products. But for the price, man, there's no way that I would take if I had to choose, and I'm on this if I had to choose thing here lately, keeping a phone for 2 years, or, you know, buying this phone for whatever. Yes, I probably would prefer to have an iPhone for 2 years or a Samsung Galaxy Note for 2 years, but I like the Xiaomi products, so I could rock with this phone for 2 years, especially if it only cost me $500 or less for $600 or less for an 8 gig 256 gig model. This is hot, folks. This phone right here, why they named it Pocophone, the Poco F1, is beyond me, but I'm sure it has some special meaning or something like that. So if you know how to translate that, put it in the comments. I'll give you a thumbs up and I'll shout you out. But I gotta tell you, man, if people sleep on this and say, oh, it's just another Chinese phone, you're not really into it like you say you do. You got to give respect where respect is due. You can't just ride the coattail of Apple and Samsung for everything. You know, you think about it, most of the good phones that come over in the US that are not Apple and Samsung, people sleep on them, man. Just like the phone I'm recording with. This is the front camera of the Essential Phone PH1. One of the few phones that can record, if there's any other, I know there's a Sony phone I think can record in 4K on the front camera, but boss up, man. 4K on the front of the phone, man, and 4K on the rear. No, not too many phones are doing that. This is by far the best deal on the internet for a previous flagship, but I think this Poco phone, based on the specs, and I trust Xiaomi brand, yo. I trust them. It's gonna be hot. So I think y'all better get y'all money together. You better get your money together, because that phone right there is coming for your head. It's coming for your head. All you guys out there who sleeping on it, man, thinking that it's not gonna be hot, better wake up, man. What you guys think in the comments about the Poco phone? I think it's gonna be tight. I'm trying to get that joint. You already know I'm trying to get that joint. I'll see y'all in the next video. Straight upload. Deuces. Shaky Cam Production. We on it.